After writing a lengthy passage regarding the suffering of Christians and persecution in this world, Peter now turns his attention to another very important aspect of the Christian experience, and that is the leadership of the church. In the Bible, those who lead the church are sometimes called elders, sometimes pastors, sometimes bishops. If you read the New Testament, as you'll see here in 1 Peter chapter 1 through 3, sometimes those roles are even interchanged, because an elder is someone who's mature in the faith, a shepherd is someone who feeds and guides the flock, and an overseer is someone who cares and watches over. That all describes the role of what we call a pastor or an elder or a bishop. And so here's what Peter writes in 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 1 through 3. So I exhort the elders among you as a fellow elder and a witness of the sufferings of Christ, as well as a partaker in the glory that is to be revealed. Shepherd the flock of God that is among you, that is, pastor the flock, exercising oversight, that is, the bishopric or the watching over, not under compulsion, but willingly as God would have you, not for shameful gain, but eagerly, not domineering over those in your charge, but being examples of the flock. So first of all, this is about the role of the leaders of the church. And yet, keep in mind, if you're not a pastor, you're not an elder, you're not a bishop, you still can be a servant of the Lord. You may be the bishop, the overseer of your family. You may be the shepherd of your children. And so here's what God wants us to understand today. You don't do these things for what you get. You do them because God has called you to it. If you're a mom, you have a God-called role. If you're a dad, you have a God-called role. If you have a job, you have a God-called responsibility. Whatever you are, don't do it for what you get. Do it because God has called you to it. And as you do it, treat others in the right way. Don't do things because you have to. Do things because it's the right thing to do, because you want to. It's an honor to have a role of responsibility. It's not easy being a parent. It's not easy being a teacher. It's not easy being a pastor, I assure you. It's never easy when you're the one who has to make decisions, when you're the one who has responsibility on your shoulder. But do it with the right attitude, knowing that two things need to happen. One, if you'll do things in the right way, with the right attitude, God will reward you. And secondly, what a wonderful opportunity we have to be an example to others. If we can set an example of kindness and love and firmness and standing strong, if we set the example of what that balance looks like, we can have a great impact on the world. Whatever role you have, whatever your sphere of influence, as a parent or a grandparent or a student or a worker or a neighbor or a leader in the church, do it for the glory of God and be an example of Jesus, and God's work will be blessed for it.